Dear students, in this video lecture, we are discussing compound and mixture. What is compound and mixture? What is the differences between these two, and what are the examples of compound and mixture? So first of all, compound. Compounds, whenever two or more than two elements combine in such a way that they form a completely different thing, which we call a pure substance. And compounds can only be formed by a fixed ratio of elements, or you can say by a fixed ratio of constituents. You can see over here that this is one of the compound in which two hydrogen atoms combine with one oxygen atom, and they form a completely different thing which is called water, H2O. So this is an example of compound. Now compound cannot be broken down by physical means or by physical methods. Compound can only be broken down by chemical reactions or by chemical means, but it requires a lot of energy. It means that compound cannot be separated or cannot be converted into its constituents by simple means, or you can say we cannot reverse back into its constituents easily, so it required a lot of energy. In the next slide, in the compound, there is definite composition, or you can say there is a fixed ratio of the constituent. You can see over here, this is the water molecule, which is whose formula is H2O. Now there is two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen in this molecule and are in this compound, so it will always combine in the same ratio. Whenever there will be two hydrogen and one oxygen, so it will form the water molecule, which is this is the another form of water molecule, or water is a compound, okay? And we call this as a building block, the water molecule. uh, कंपाउंड्स प्रॉपर्टीज़ जो होते हैं वो कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट होते हैं कंस्टिट्यूएंट्स से, या कंपाउंड्स की जो प्रॉपर्टीज़ होते हैं वो जो एलिमेंट्स से कंपाउंड बने उनसे कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट होते हैं. जिस तरह अगर आप लोग देखें तो वाटर, इफ़ वी टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ वाटर मॉलिक्यूल, सो इन द वाटर हाइड्रोजन हैज़ इट्स ओन प्रॉपर्टी, while oxygen has also its own property. Hydrogen burns in the presence of oxygen, and oxygen help in burning. But if you see the water molecule or the water compound, so the water's chemical and physical properties are completely changed from hydrogen and oxygen. So these are the main differences, that compounds properties are completely changed from its constituent elements or its constituent atoms. Okay, this is another type of compound which is called sodium chloride. Simply we call it table salt, and this form from one sodium and one chloride atom. Now, what is mixture, or what are mixture? So mixture is something that can be broken down into simple material using physical methods, or you can say mixture is the physical combination of two or more than two constituents. There are a lot of examples of mixture. Normally, the solution that we form, mostly they are mixture. Just like if we add sugar and water, this is one type of mixture which is called homogeneous mixture. If we add salt and water, this is another type of mixture. A mixture can be of liquids or can be of solid. You can see over here there are three possible types of mixture. Mixture can be element with another element, or you can say compound with another compound, or element with compound. So there are different combinations of mixture that can be formed. Now we have two types of mixture. One is called homogeneous, while the second one is called heterogeneous. If we talk about homogeneous, the constituents are equally distributed, or you can say the parts are distributed evenly. If you see over here, this is salt and water. Now if you if you see the salt, if you dissolve the salt in water, so the salt molecule completely dissolve in water, and there is equal distribution of salt every year in the pot that you have dissolved the salt. आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं वाटर है, ठीक है, और सॉल्ट की का जो साल का जो सॉल्यूट हमने इसमें डाला है। तो यहाँ पे आप किसी भी रीजन से इसका सैंपल उठा ले, आपको हर एक रीजन पे या हर एक पॉइंट पे सेम कंसंट्रेशन या सेम उसका टेस्ट मिलेगा। सो दिस इज़ बिकॉज क्योंकि दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द होमोजीनियस मिक्सर, one is syrup, this is also a homogeneous mixture. Air is the mixture of different gases, among which nitrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, oxygen, and the rare gases which are present in the air. So they are completely in a specific ratio everywhere. Whenever you take the sample from any air, fresh air, you can see the ratio of those atoms in a fixed proportion, that is nitrogen and 78, nitrogen in the ratio of 78, or you can say nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and the rare gases 1 or less than 1%. So this is one of the homogeneous mixture. Here is a bronze is an alloy of copper and zinc, which is also a homogeneous mixture. So this is the example of solid and solid. The next slide is homogeneous mixture of liquid are called solutions. Simply whenever we dissolve water and whenever we dissolve salt in water, or you can say whenever we dissolve sugar in water, so this is one of the homogeneous mixture, which is simply called a solution. Or homogeneous mixture of metallic atoms are called Li. There are different types of metals, okay, which combine and form a solid type of mixture, which is called Li. So these are the two types of mixture, which is called homogeneous and heterogeneous. In this video lecture we studied that mixtures and compound, and in mixture and compound there is one thing which can differentiate these two things from each other, and that is that mixture can be reversed back or can be separated by physical means, while compound cannot be separated by physical means. Or you can say in mixture the properties of constituents are not lost, while in compound the properties of constituent atoms or constituent elements are completely lost, and it cannot be reversed by any physical means. Now you can see over here, this is a flow chart. Matter, if it is physically separated, so it will be mixture, or if it cannot be physically separated, so it will call pure substance. Now the mixture can be of two types: if the composition is uniform, or if the composition is same everywhere in the solution or in the mixture, so it will call homogeneous mixture. We have already given examples. And if the composition is uniform, it will call homogeneous mixture, while if the composition is non-uniform or not uniform, it will call heterogeneous mixture. While in pure substance, it can only be if it is decomposed, so it will compound can be decomposed into elements, but only by chemical means, and it require a lot of energy. While if it cannot be chemically decomposed, so simply we call it element. That is, element is the smallest part of the compound. It cannot be further separated. It can only be further separated into its constituent atoms, which is just like the same. Okay, so this was the general concept of atom, and just was the general concept of compound and mixture.